No, I grew up playing in Coal Harbour, Nova Scotia, for the Coal Harbour Wings. And I played my whole life up until right through to Major Midget. I was about 16 or 17 every year in Coal Harbour all the way through. A lot of successful years, a lot of good friends I still have to this day, and a lot of great memories from our times. You know, we grew up in the Don Cherry's Rock'em Sock'em era too, of watching those videos where it was almost a comedy scene to see a guy get checked and then get up and have the wobbly legs and need help skating to the bench. And we almost made a hero to the guy that did it, and made a comedy show to the guy that couldn't get to the bench. And I certainly couldn't tell you I knew what a concussion was at that time. And truthfully, I don't know. I don't know if my parents did. You know, it certainly wasn't something we were educated and aware of in those times. That's the way it was. And unfortunately, looking back, it's scary, but that's really that's how I grew up in hockey. We now know as coaches, we're directed and we're aware that if somebody comes off and says their head hurts or they have a headache or they took a direct blow to the head, you know, let's sit down, let somebody on the medical side, the athletic therapist or a team doctor come see you and assess you before you go back on the ice. My son is 7 years old and plays hockey, and he's more aware of what a concussion is than I was when I was 19. I mean, that sounds foolish to say, but I mean, the things we used to chuckle about in Rock'em Sock'em, he looks at that in a completely different way than I did when I was his age, and that's a good thing. It's a fine line. You don't want to put a fear into the children, but I think we certainly have to let them know that when you bump your head, it's different than bumping the rest of your body. You bump your head on the ice, be as honest as possible with the people around you on the ice, with the coaches, and if your head is bothering you or something doesn't feel right, you need to speak up and say something right away, because as we know, it is different than injuries in other parts of your body. It could have long-lasting implications, and something doesn't feel right, speak up right away and let an adult around you know.